He dropped two, smaller projects, 2 songs of Peach on them.
2 songs of Peach.
Oh, crazy, man. Okay, let me take that one to the top. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Donuts and Alcohol. Today, it's just me, Graval Baehr, as the host. Tatum's up in Chicago visiting family, so hope he gets in, some good time with his family. But the fun is not going to stop. We have Triiibe in the building. We're going to talk to them about all the protests and everything they're doing to help out the community still. And we're going to end the episode with a very special performance from Siri Imani. Gonna love it. I want to thank everybody that tuned in last week with our episode with Cedric Denson, the state representative. It was a good conversation. Shout out to Chris Crooks as well. Setting the booth on fire. I think they just, subsided the flames in there. So perfect time for Siri Imani to go in there and tear it up. All right, and moving forward, I would like to give a shout out to my favorite albums out of Cincinnati so far in 2020. It's been a wild year, and I commend all these artists that are still putting out music during the time of the pandemic. I know it's very hard to promote still, and you're not able to get out and perform and meet people face to face. So thank you guys for still putting out music and keeping everybody at least sane. And so we're gonna kick things off. Somebody that released a project very sneakily. Of course, I'm talking about Oski Isaiah, What It Boss. Already one of my favorite projects of the year. He released it out of nowhere and gave us a solid body of work. If you know me, I'm a big fan. My favorite song on there, Oski Juice Jones. Of course, a little play on the Orange Juice Jones, The Rain. So big shout out to him. I got an idea for the video, Oski. We've talked about it. Holla at me. Up next, the long-awaited How to Be a Player, Ohio player Tim. I think we were all waiting for this. If you jump back to our interview in season 5 we had with him, he was talking about it. Led off with great singles, Oh Well, Only Girl. Great body of work. Sounds very nice. He's even singing on there. He's rapping. Check that out. I'd say it's top 2 albums I've heard so far. Up next, just released, my man, Swooty Mac, formerly known as D8, dropped his Do For Love EP. And when I tell you, this is grown man R&B, this is some elevated type music. It's good vibes. It's not your average radio music. It's well crafted. It's well put together, well produced. He's got features from Leo Pastel, Jones, JB Lamage, and then he ends it with a Tennessee Whiskey cover. Yeah, Tennessee Whiskey from Chris Stapleton. Swooty Mac, Chris Stapleton, he's breaking boundaries here, man. Great project. I suggest you check that out right now. And now we're going to Devin Burgess, of course, dropped the Say Their Names project, all instrumental. He's been just dropping stuff. This is exclusively on Bandcamp. Each title is the name of someone who was unrightfully killed by police. So check that out. He's doing a lot of good things, and I know he's donating the money. So big shout out to him. Tiz by Season. If you can believe that dropped this year before pandemic. I know it seems like a long time ago. Really enjoyed that project front to back. Long anticipated. Couple tracks to check out. Lil Vibe and Top Rope. Those are my 2 favorite, but the whole thing goes. So big shout out to Season. I'd like to see what he's doing next. I know he's recording, so stay tuned for that. And lastly is an artist we featured on the previous episode, Chris Crooks. He dropped 2 projects, 2 songs apiece. We've got Even in a Drought Volume 1 and a special little thing he did for one of his idols, Tupac, Happy Birthday Pac, that dropped on Tupac's birthday. The song he had last week was off of Even in a Drought Volume 1, Kane and Sharif, that you saw on Donuts and Alcohol. It's one of my favorites. All the songs are so good, and he's one of those artists where when he talks, you listen. Big shout out to everybody that we mentioned. Of course, this is all personal opinion. Just keep making good music, everybody. Big shout out to everyone that's releasing singles and solo songs. We're still making it work in Cincinnati. And when we get back, there's only going to be better things with better music. So on that note, we're going to kick it over to Triiibe, see what's popping with them. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Chris Turner, aka your girlfriend's favorite engineer. Are you looking to hone your mix and mastering skills? Maybe just get better as an engineer in general? Well, come to our Mercury program and get taught by me personally here at Timeless Recording Studio. You can sign up at timelessrecordingstudio.com. Just go to our website. Real easy, real streamlined, and I'll get you right.
And we're back. We've got Siri Imani of Triiibe in the building.
Chickadee.
How you doing?
I'm solid. Tired? Solid.
And we appreciate you coming in. We've seen you all over the place, with being an activist right now is a very important time for you to be out there on the front lines. And we definitely appreciate that. So thank you for coming in.
For sure. Thank you for having me, as always.
For sure. Like I said, you've always been about the activism.
Yeah.
This isn't like, clout like we're seeing a lot of people. Right. Does that kind of piss you off or get under your skin that a lot of people out here are trying to use such a meaningful movement to, use it for Instagram pictures?
I think I'm too busy to be bothered. But what I will say is I'm okay with it, I guess, if it's inspiring people and if the work is going to continue. If there's work behind it, I'm not mad. I think intention is important, but, result is also important, especially when it comes to activism, if the job is getting done and if it's going to continue to get done from this day forward and not just be kind of like a trend that goes up and then it's forgotten about. I'm okay, but I will be upset if for the rest of the 365 days out of the years, coming or the next couple of years, it's still just us out here with a choice few organizations that I know are helping when the whole community seems outraged right now. So yeah, I would like to see it backed up on a wide scale also, but I'm not mad at it. I get it.
As long as the people are out there and, supporting and being on the right side of history. I mean, I guess it's strength in numbers almost.
It is. Even in trends, they can be annoying sometimes and the attention can be off. But if it does help inspire a wave of people who are serious, then it can kind of be valuable in itself. So try not to get mad at it. Just trying to ride it and make sure people stay with it, honestly.
Yeah. And of course, everything kind of kicked off with the killing of George Floyd. That was kind of the fire starter. What was it for you that was all right, this is it. We got to get out. We have to, we have to be heard now, as opposed to it's happened the past couple, 4 years. It seems like you said, it was going up, then people forgot about it and it died out. But this has been for weeks now.
Well, for me personally, I don't think it wasn't more so, now is the time to speak, because now has always been a time to speak. Right. And we have been speaking, for years, but I think right now is the time where the public is more receptive to this. So whereas usually when it's not an immediate problem or outrage in our face, people can kind of pretend, desensitize, go on about their lives. But right now in this specific moment in history, everybody's at home, everybody's watching, everybody's traumatized, and everybody's outraged. So it seems like the way things are aligning for people who do have a voice, this is the time to use it.
Right. And like I said, you've been on the front lines and, the media's been going crazy, Antifa and, all these peaceful protesters are really, disruptors, and it's, the liberals are doing this and that. What's it been like down there? Has there been, besides the first weekend, have people been terrorizing and, throwing bricks into windows and all that?
People have been angry, naturally. I'm sure there was looting, of course, again, naturally. But as far as the way media depicts things, we know that is complete lies most of the time. I haven't been in any rally that I felt unsafe at amongst the protesters. I've never had to de-escalate a situation amongst protesters since I've been down there. And that's rare because you got all type of people coming from different places, different beliefs. But from what I've seen in Cincinnati, everybody's been able to unite and do it peacefully. And the only time I did see violence is when the police was instigating it towards the people. So, I definitely would say that the media outlets are lying, but that's something that we used to at this point.
Right. Yeah, no surprise. And
Not at all.
like you're saying, the police were instigating stuff and ended up taking a bunch of protesters behind bars and, putting them through ridiculous, climates, no bathroom, no water, sitting outside.
Zip tie.
Yeah, zip tie, people using the restroom on themselves. And it's ridiculous. And you want to talk about what you did when those people got released the next day?
Yeah, for sure. So, it started really with the moment that they were arrested because it was so unfair the way it happened. Like a lot of people, especially, and where I come in is the people who are homeless. There are a lot of people who don't have homes. So when you randomly smack a curfew on a whole community, that kind of leaves us in a gray area. And then, there was word on like homeless people being exempt. And that's something that sounds good, but we know anybody honestly experiencing homelessness, there's no way that you can verify that you're homeless when you're on the street. When officers are walking towards you in the manner that they have been with protesters, no officer is going to take the time to look for your homelessness verification. It was really like ridiculous expectations for people living on the streets. That's only on one spectrum. On the other side, you got people who a lot of times it's a lot of people's first times out here protesting. For a lot of people, and they're getting arrested the first time. They aren't even aware of how rallies and marching and all of this usually goes, just even the etiquette of marching. So the first time they come out, they get arrested. It was extremely problematic, and I think myself and every activist went straight into how can we support the people who are trying to do this right now. So once everybody got arrested, Beloved Community Church, they were the ones who really stepped up first as far as me seeing a organized community action for protesters that were arrested. They started doing bail support. And really all we could do as activists was try to get one source for everybody to donate to. So we used Beloved Community Church and we just started spreading word around. If you can give $5, if you can give 500, 5,000, send it to Beloved because they're literally down there. We went down there every day to the JC. They started letting people out maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, 5 and 5s and 6s, 5 people at a time, 6 people at a time, opening these big gates, and you see them coming out looking defeated. And the only thing that we could do was set up a little tent for them so they didn't feel alone when they came out. We had food, we had clothes, just pretty much everything you need after having your rights denied, to you for 13 hours outside. So watching that was like, it was insane. It felt like I was in the 60s or something. I'm sitting here like, how is this even a thing right now? But for myself and really any community leader, everything went into how do we support these people? So that's dealing with court costs now. You got a lot of people who got the misconduct during emergency charge. That's kind of what the protest charge is. So you got a lot of people dealing with that and a lot of people who don't have money to go through court. And then also don't want to sign a waiver saying, like, I'm not going to sue you for the conditions you put me in. So, the city's putting people in a real hard position and it's then putting us in a position where we have to figure out the best way to, right now, financially support these people.
Yeah, that's amazing what you're doing because I know if I was locked up in there for 10 plus hours and I came out and there's a bunch of people, clapping for you and, handing you food and water and stuff, like that would feel like heaven or something,
It's necessary. It's a tactic even itself for them to hold people in those conditions. You are punishing people and you also making people scared to ever do this again. And we know that that's the goal. You want to make sure that people are so traumatized by this experience that they'll never get out there and you'll never hear them screaming Black Lives Matter again. And we know that that's the end goal on the legislative end. So on our end, how do we combat that and make these people feel like what they did was worth it? That was the least you can do, honestly, in this situation. We couldn't get them out myself. So, the best you could do is have something waiting for them once they do get out. And for us, it was about maybe 25 to 30 people just out there, clapping and screaming and letting them know, like, you good, we got you, we'll take care of you.
Also, last week we had Cedric Denson on, state representative. We're trying to do some things to get people just registered to vote and, get out actually to the polls and vote and try to make some kind of change. Do you see the importance in voting? Is that
for sure? I see the importance in I think every approach that we take towards getting change. So even people who are like, nope, voting is stupid, let's go burn something down. I get that too. I think that all approaches are necessary. You apply equal pressure on all fronts. Voting is obviously necessary to, and my mentor Iris Rowley always says, like, if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. And I feel that, because if you're not making yourself available to what's going on, to the information that's going on, to the decisions that's going on, you can't be upset when you're left out of them. So one thing, as like Black people specifically, I encourage people, like, vote, but also like understand why you're voting. Don't just go to the poll and be like, I voted,
blindly
I
vote.
changed.
Yeah.
Like, make sure you understand what it is that you want to see in the community, and then who is best representing that or going to fight for that. And then, you know, I definitely see the importance. I hope to do something around voting time. You know, social distancing makes it kind of hard, but I definitely want to add an entertainment aspect where we can just kind of hang out with people while they're at the polls, because I know we're going to be in lines this time.
Right.
You know, it's going to be a lot. It's going to kind of be discouraging, but I think as a community, we need to figure out a way to keep people focused in the space voting so we can get the right people out and the right people in.
Hey, if you want to team up, Donuts and Alcohol is definitely down.
Most definitely.
We're definitely down to help, you know, get people to the polls and actually vote. So definitely want to team up for that. On some brighter news, I saw Triiibe had announced that you guys had received a grant.
Yeah.
What was it? It was for the Black businesses.
It was the United Way grant. It was it's for Black community grant. So it's for community arts program, just community enrichment in general. And we got a grant for that to start our garden. It's gonna be called New Eden. We actually gonna have two. So we'll have one in the West End, and then have one in my grandma's property in Madisonville.
Oh wow.
And it's amazing. I've been waiting for this for years now. So I'm so excited to start these gardens.
That's amazing. I mean, people are listening and they're finding out who's working in the community, and, you know, love to see it thrive. Love to see it grow.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely excited for that. And the music hasn't stopped either.
No.
Of course, you dropped Bossa. Just going all over the internet. You put together a cool collage of videos.
That was fun.
You know, yeah. What was that all about?
Well, that was like when the social distance order like first went out, and everybody kind of went crazy for a minute, because we were like, oh, okay, we're not doing anything anymore. So for me, like I was a combination of me being bored, missing like the energy exchanges between people, especially as a performer when you're so used to like constantly engaging with people, releasing on stage and stuff. When you're put like in your home, you know, we focus, but the first like week or two, you just kind of like, oh, this is weird.
You're supposed to be somewhere right now.
Oh, what? I don't have anywhere to be. There's no, okay, all right, this is interesting. So I just needed kind of like a personal pick me up. So it was a song that I had wrote way before. I wrote it like last year sometime, and I sat with it. I wrote so much stuff last year and kind of just sat with it to wait till I found a good direction. And I was like, you know what, this might be something that makes people a little happy. So it makes me happy. And I hit up Devin. I'm like, I think I want to release this. So like mixing and mastering for me. He got it done. And then I released Bossa, and I think the reaction like surprised me, because it was different for me. Like already it was a different sound, and I was kind of just trying it out, putting it out for me. But when people like first started hearing it, I started seeing people send me dance videos and stuff. And I was like, oh, this might actually be a thing. So I started off reaching out to like all my personal friends and family. I'm like, hey, dropping a song, you'll still go ahead and send it to you. If you want, you know, you send me a video back, just toss a dance into it. I think I'm gonna make a big video, you know, once it's over. And I end up getting over 100 videos. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I just put the video together, and it made me smile so much. And I hope it made a lot of other people smile too.
Yeah. And that's not the only music you dropped, though.
Nah.
Creep.
Yep.
Creep's a good one. I got to see that one live.
Yeah.
Pre-quarantine.
Yeah.
It was at PQ. We're calling that the time before. And then My People.
My People and Microwave Society.
Oh, yeah, man. I can't forget that one.
Yeah.
My People, though. That's probably one of my favorites. I heard that the other day. You were just going off on it. Was it Mr. Anderson was on there? Yeah, just... Amazing. Great production. It was just, you know, Transformer, Voltron linking up, you know.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite tracks. We've had that one. That's another one we had for a long time. So we've had that one since maybe even 2 years ago. And we recorded with Mr. Anderson in Columbus at a studio called Orange Studio. It's an amazing engineer there named Joey. He worked on the song for us, added like some live instrumentations, called in random artists from Columbus to come in and sprinkle on the track. And then we put the vocals down and again let it sit for a while because we just didn't feel like it was done, didn't feel like it was time. It wasn't what we wanted to say at that moment. And then as all of this started reemerging, me and Peace kind of just looked at each other and was like, it makes sense, honestly. This is what people need to hear. And that's happened a lot of times where we'll make a song or we'll make multiple songs and we'll know, like, there'll be a right time for it. Just sit on it, hold it. And this is one of those. It seemed like it was perfect timing because it's exactly how I think a lot of people are feeling right now. And it speaks to just the collective shift of everybody understanding, like, this is an issue and it's a time-sensitive issue that needs to be tackled immediately. So, yeah, my people is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah,
and
Mr. Anderson went off.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's one I keep going back to. I know the world's been flipped upside down and a lot of things have come up and everything, but I think the people would kill me if I didn't ask. Are we getting another Triibe album? What's going on here?
Yes, we are getting another Triibe album. We needed to take a year off. It was hectic. We, from the beginning of Triibe, like from the very orange of the Triibe, we have been just pushing. It's just been foot on the gas, And in order for us to like hold off on our own burnout and kind of revitalize just everything, our own energies, like we needed to take a nice little break. So, last year we didn't drop anything. This year we'll be dropping again on 10/10. Just keeping that date. And that'll be I Am What I Want to Be. And it's a new sound. We're working with a lot of different people, doing a lot of different collaborations. In addition to that, I'm also dropping another project that's going to be like an artivism album. I might call it artivism. I haven't even made a name yet. Been so focused on the production, but it's like, if you imagine like we are the world in a modern time. I got pretty much every Cincinnati artist I could think of on multiple tracks. We just finished this one that was beautiful called Stating Names. Had like Jones, Ziza Love, had Allen for President, Kyrie, Banks, myself, Peace. Like it just got ridiculous. And then I have another track that has like J Hill, JB, Roberto. Right now I'm working on these studio sessions over at the Lodge in Kentucky. They're amazing. The owner, his name is Scott. He hit me up and he's just like, I would like to amplify Black voices right now. And anything that I can do, like to help the movement, I would like to do. And I'm like, all I know is artists. Exactly. As artists, this is perfect time for us to do what we do. And a lot of us have something to say. Every artist I've reached out to has had something to say. And the way that it's came out on these tracks, it's been amazing. I've been more excited than that in my own projects. So, I'm trying to give those both equal energy, but that's something I'm really excited about releasing.
Awesome. I mean, you just dropped a lot of exclusive knowledge there.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate that. Shout out to the Lodge.
For sure.
That's really cool that they're doing that. So big shout out to them. Before we get you in the booth for an exclusive Donuts and Alcohol performance, what are we going to make a toast to?
Let's make a toast to Black Lives Matter.
Of course.
Yeah. And new beginnings.
New beginnings.
The right way.
The right way.
The long way.
The long way.
The strong way. Okay.
The strong way. So, you heard it here.
Yeah.
Siri Imani, Triibe, they've got a lot going on, but you're not done yet, like we said. Yeah. Putting you in the booth. We just had Chris Crooks in there.
Yeah.
He set it on fire, so the pressure's on.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I like pressure.
Now I be riding on that ladder roll. I hope I make it back to you. I'm waking up and dozing off. I type a text, but then I stop. My mind been doing somersaults. Really need a summer off, but nah, I can't get no summers off. Winter's right around the corner. Smoking too much marijuana, thinking about the city drama. They sleeping on the corners. I can only give them covers, and it's crazy. Cause I remember when it was some magic around here, but shit, Council got the noose around my city. They be pulling tight, neglect the ones that need them. Shit, I hope nobody die tonight. Reality is sleeping. The people, they be peeping. Reality is speaking. Now they wanna know the reason. Tell me who can really blame them. Cause people finally waking up. Now they ready to disrupt. Don't even know law enough. So you hit them with them technicalities. Oh, you got to be the worst kind of person. You know just what you're doing. Oppression starts with education. All depends on your location, economic background. Don't forget the skin you're wearing. Cause they don't. I promise you. They don't. A mind like this, I get them scared. Narrate for people here, and the ones that came before us better act like you know us. A product of our people, we the answers to our problem. Don't need nobody help, got the juice in my DNA. Now they wanna sip, try to say my people dangerous. Give them all the clip, you just mad cause you can't sit with us. I know just what it is, I'm not about to trip. I'm the light in the night and I'ma shine for all the kids. But shit, I know you need that light, right? I know I got that light, right? Now I know you need that light, right? I know. Now see, it's very nice to meet you, how they call me light. Since they call me light, it's only right that I shine bright. I help you find a way at the dark, like a night light, and I go supernova, just to know what it feel like. But see, I like to blast off on you, burn the mask off on you, keep an eye on me. I pull a fast one on you, don't spy on me. I go James Bond on you, and don't hide, it get awkward when that light on you. I be shining truth, liberating youth, right? Spreading all that love, you know how we do, right? Grandma always said I'm a special girl. With a name like Imani, I give faith to this world. Like, I don't do it for y'all, it's for them children. Elevating their minds, that's how we living. The golden rule, better focus on the youth. Making sure they generation is growing up with the truth.